Alright, so my name's Ted, and today I'm just going to be showing off the equipment I've gathered at home recently to just try and recover my body from becoming very, very, very ill. So I'm maybe 2.5, 3 years into recovery, and the reason for that it's taken so long is because basically I just didn't know. Well, the doctors were no help, and I had no idea how to heal the human body. And so, you know, I'm in the process of healing now, and yeah, I'm just going to show off what I've been using. So, yoga mat, very good tool, very cheap, cost me a tenner. Good for if you're exercising on the floor, you know, for stretching or just doing other exercises, you know, but you can kind of freestyle on it. I got kind of lightweight, just you can move those and just kind of develop range of movement, especially if you're recovering from injury. Just lightweight, high reps is what you want to do when you're recovering. To build muscle, it's that exact opposite. So it's low reps, high weight. I got my blocks. These are dope. They should be a bit longer. Ideally, they'd be as long as your forearm, just to because when you're crunching in, you want full range of motion, and you know, if you're as injured as I ended up being, you want to develop yourself towards full range of motion. So these might work to start with, but I'd recommend size of the forearm if you're looking to buy blocks and you've got a choice. But I got these from Aldi for a £5. I have now, today's invention is, not invention, but box of rice, and I'm just going to mash my hand into that whenever I'm bored and a bit anxious. And then alternative ones, just to kind of keep blood flow, I've got juggling balls, which, you know, I mean, people can take the piss, but genuinely, like, if you're knackered and, you know, and you're competing against someone who's sitting on the sofa, then kind of juggling at home can aid in getting rid of the lactic acid. And what I really mean is just continuing to move very lightweight. Just imagine you're a primitive man, and, you know, there is no sofa, there is no safe home, you're just constantly moving and doing things, and those guys would have been Goliaths, let's be honest. I've lost one of these, but this one's good. It's a dog ball, but it's a stress ball. You can kind of squeeze on it, and I have a second one over here, and it's good for, you can do like half ups, you know, like push ups, but when you're on your knees, and with your hands pressured onto that, and you're kind of improving range of motion within the hands, because I mean, my hands are improving a lot, but I lost loads of muscle mass. And so these are good. Put your palms on them, push up, or you can just squeeze if you're a bit anxious, or if you just kind of want to train grip strength, whatever. Dog balls are better than those kind of like plasticky, crappy, specially designed stress balls. They ain't got enough punch. And then I've got a different type. This is kind of like a textured, bit lighter, but it's still nice to kind of squeeze, dig in, knuckles in, kind of be a bit creative. All about just trying to get that grip strength back. I've got these two, and these are like rock hard, and you can like grate them against yourself, just for a bit of recovery, or you can do the same thing. We do push-ups on them, and look, it's like acupuncture, and that's going to help your hands heal a lot, because, you know, you're just signaling to the hand that you need to not be you need to not be a wimp, basically, because you're going to get beaten up. These are great, like really, really helpful. I thought I was an idiot for buying two, but a good tool, you know, and eventually you'll be able to, if you become strong enough, which I'm definitely not now. That hurts a lot, but yeah, eventually you'll be able to like really go for it if you've built up enough if you've conditioned your hands effectively towards the stressor. I've got a pull-up bar, can't do pull-ups. Can't do pull-ups. But I can obviously do them stabilised with legs on the ground and just simulate the movement until kind of I build up enough, I suppose, joint strength. And there's various other things which, small muscle strength as well. If you get really injured, your small muscles, like the finer muscles, and they take a long time to heal, from my understanding, like tendons, which aren't a small muscle, but and then small muscles surrounding them. And the reason they take longer to heal than bigger muscles is because of blood flow. And so, like, all of these exercises are geared towards stimulating blood flow, progressing towards range of movement and full range of movement if you're strong enough and have the mobility in the joints and tendons and everything. And then eventually you just kind of incrementally build on how many exercises you're doing, how frequently you're exercising. And recovery exercises, I said it earlier, it's the exact opposite of muscle building. So it's high rep, low weight, rather than muscle building, which is high weight, low rep. And then obviously you're still doing lots of reps with muscle building, but my understanding, the word is hypertrophy, or that's my understanding anyway. It's reaching that point. I don't actually know what the word means, but I think that's the word. It might not be. I'm not that fussed if it is or isn't, but it's just what I'm currently doing is high rep, low weight until I've recovered. And that is my tools. I've got a cushion to kind of sit on, shut my eyes. I've also got an eye mask, which I sometimes put on to exercise, bizarrely, because you build up a deeper sense of mind-body connection. You can no longer use your mind to ignore your body. And so sometimes it's quite nice to have your eyes closed or even wear a mask while you're doing yoga, while you're meditating, all of these things really. When you're listening to an audiobook, that's quite nice as well, because you're trying to recondition yourself to be able to maintain consciousness with the mind-body connection without feeling distressed because how chewed up your insides are if you've been ill, or various other things, if you've experienced trauma and haven't recovered or whatever. But like having your eyes closed and doing various activities in a safe space is really productive. And then I got a skipping rope, which I couldn't use for a long time because of my left knee was so bad and I had tendonitis and stuff. And I shouldn't talk too much about my illness because it sounds like there was so much wrong that it sounds like I'm making it up. So, but it's just I couldn't use this, and I used it for probably literally 20 seconds today, but I'll build on that. And then the other kind of technologies I'm using to recover is 1 meal a day is what I'm trying to, and then I'll have butter in my coffee in the morning. And I've also got a guitar. I know one chord, and I can probably play it badly. I can play G, because I'm a G. I'm not really. Yeah, and the guitar's just it's just continued movement, isn't it? And flexibility in your hand, and all these kind of like mobility movements that you don't even realise you're doing. But that's all the tools I've got at home, as far as I can tell. Yeah, and it's all just recovery exercises, and the goal is to recondition my body to be a man, basically, because I've experienced when you get really ill, you basically become an old person, or you basically become an old human being, and you really come into contact with some things that some people won't experience until they're much older. It's very humbling. And then obviously the ego tries to run away from that humility a little bit, and you basically become not the best individual to productively be around other people or to benefit people's lives. It's tough. Like when you're unhealthy, it's really hard to be around people. It's getting easier for me, but a lot of what's going on in society now is very much people's health is not as good as it should be, really, and a lot of people are suffering because of that. And that's a shame, really, because eating the foods that humans are meant to eat actually looks after the planet, because it keeps us basically the healthier you are, the healthier the system you're eating from is. And that's that whole big part of being interconnected with everything. So I recommend eating well if you can. I spend, at the moment, I think I'm spending in the UK, I hesitate to say it because it sounds like I'm talking nonsense, but 80p, £2.5, £3.55 plus honey. Oh, I'm not kidding. I think I'm spending maximum £5 a day, and I'm eating the best food. But that's probably another thing where it sounds like I'm talking nonsense, and people have no reason to believe me, and it's probably best that people don't just believe strangers, really. But basically that's it. Yeah, just one meal a day, butter in the morning, and all my exercise equipment, and I've got a membership to a gym with a sauna, and I'll do a bit of swimming, and that's me. And it is building every day. I've made some videos before, and they were okay. I was trying to find my feet, I think, and I had a little bit of a break. But I am going to try and convey and teach and improve people, but no one more so than myself. So hopefully this journey, hopefully I go somewhere with it, and it's a good place, and it's a valuable thing for other people to listen to or hear or experience. And I'm not saying copy me, but what you can do is input what I'm doing and then find your own unique variations which match better for your individual experience. And I think some of the stuff I'm doing is probably fairly unique because of my experiences. And yeah, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed listening. I hope you feel good within yourself, and you're conscious of the value of health and strength, particularly in the male, so we can take care of people as best we can. And I am going to clock out, and thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.